Welcome back. Today we are exploring the fascinating origins of English drama, the mystery, miracle and morality plays. These early forms of theatre laid the foundation for everything that came later, from Shakespeare to modern drama. Let's begin with the roots. By the 5th century, Latin drama had declined into a shadow of its former glory. But professional performers known as mimes kept theatre alive across Europe, bringing shows to great festivities. From these lively entertainments grew mummings, performances that eventually developed into sword play and even the Morris dancing we still see today. Interestingly, the church also played a role. It supported drama by staging living gospel pictures inside or near churches, making stories accessible to ordinary people. Now, on to the three great types. First, the mystery play. This type was asked in exam. These plays dramatize biblical themes. Think of the Nativity, the Fall, Noah and his Ark, Lazarus, the Crucifixion and the Resurrection. They featured stock characters and very simple plots. Priests often took part, and performances usually happened near churches. They weren't about artistic depth yet, but about bringing scripture to life for the community. Next came the miracle play, again asked in exam. Here the focus shifted from the Bible to the lives of the saints and their miracles. This allowed for more varied and relatable plots. Characters became closer to real human experience, more urbane, and the storytelling more creative. These plays connected moral teaching with entertainment in new ways. And then we arrive at the morality play, again asked in exam. Unlike mysteries and miracles, these plays used allegorical characters, abstract virtues and vices personified. Figures like justice, mercy and vice walked onto stage, and the vice character in particular became famous for teasing even the devil, often providing comic relief. The most famous example, of course, is Everyman. Now, let's pause here. Do you recall the key characters in Everyman? Let's list them. Everyman himself, death, good deeds and knowledge. Asked in exam, the plot is simple but powerful. Everyman goes in search of companions for his final journey, but one by one they abandon him. In the end, only good deeds goes with him to the grave, asked in exam. The play ends with Everyman's salvation, a moving reminder that in life's final hour, wealth, power and knowledge all fail, but good deeds endure. The closing moment is deeply symbolic. Content at last. Everyman climbs into his grave with good deeds at his side, and together they ascend into heaven. The angel welcomes them, and finally the doctor steps forward to explain the moral in the end. Only your good deeds will accompany you beyond the grave. So, mystery, miracle and morality plays weren't just theatre. They were moral lessons brought to life, blending performance with religious teaching. And for your exam, remember, mystery equals biblical stories, miracle equals saints' lives, morality equals allegories of virtue and vice. Now let's pause and look at something really fascinating, the Indian parallels to miracle, mystery and morality plays. Yes, you heard it right. Even though these categories are rooted in medieval Europe, our own literary and performance traditions reflect strikingly similar patterns. And this has been asked in your exam, so pay close attention here. Think of Ram Leela, the grand dramatization of Lord Rama's life. Just as medieval mystery plays dramatize biblical stories, Ram Leela performs episodes from the Ramayana for entire communities. Next comes Krishna Leela, which is all about depicting Krishna's miracles. Here the focus is not on narrative alone, but on the divine acts, exactly like European miracle plays that celebrated the wonders of saints. Then we have Kathakali, the classical dance drama of South India. With its vivid makeup and stylized gestures, it brings mythological battles and miracles to life on stage. Again, the essence is divine spectacle and moral upliftment. Now shift to Harikatha, a blend of music, storytelling and philosophy. These performances narrate the lives of saints and often highlight miraculous events, creating a devotional as well as moral atmosphere. On a slightly different note, Jatak Kathaye or Jataka tales work almost like morality plays. They are allegorical stories from the Buddha's previous lives, teaching virtues like compassion, honesty, and self-sacrifice. And finally, the Panchtantra. These animal fables don't just entertain but also deliver sharp moral lessons. Much like morality plays, they use allegory where animals stand in for human traits to guide ethical behavior. So, while Europe had its miracle, mystery and morality plays, India had its own vibrant traditions that mirrored these forms, weaving together myth, morality and performance. And remember, this comparison is exam relevant, so mark it carefully in your notes. Now, we are tackling one of the trickiest parts of British literature, remembering authors and their works in proper chronological order. Dates can feel dry, but with the right mnemonics, they come alive. So, let's dive in. First, picture the code GLCM-SM. You can imagine a Mercedes GLC car, the LCM formula you once solved in maths class, and the endless scroll of social media. Together, they form the initials of 6 authors who shaped English literature: Gawain, Langland, Chaucer, Malory, Skelton, and more. Just saying GLCM-SM once or twice will instantly bring this order back to mind. But there's an even more playful way. Imagine this sentence: poor aunt's cat catched the moth on top of every pilgrim. Sounds funny, right? Yet, each word hides a classic work. Poor recalls Piers Plowman by Langland. Aunt reminds us of Gawain's Confessio Amantis. The cat is Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. The moth is Malory's Le Morte d'Arthur. Top signals More's Utopia. Every is the morality play Everyman. And finally, Pilgrim takes us all the way to Bunyan's Pilgrim's Progress. Now pause and visualize that scene. A poor aunt chasing a cat, trying to catch a moth that's sitting on top of a pilgrim's hat. Silly, yes, but powerful. Your brain remembers stories better than plain lists. So these mnemonics lock the timeline in place. With this, you not only recall the authors Gawain, Langland, Chaucer, Malory, Skelton, and more, but also anchor their works from Piers Plowman to Pilgrim's Progress. That's your chronological map, simplified, visualized, and ready for exam recall.